Here we go.
I'm trying to be a parent, but I gotta run an errand. I promise when I'm back, I'ma feed my kid a carrot. Damn, this stuff is tough, man, I thought it was inherent. I'm trying to be a parent, I'm trying to be a parent. Sometimes you gotta drink, cause that shit can be kinda stressful. Sometimes you hit the blunt, cause that green will help you rest, yo. You know your ass be slacking when you gotta look up things on YouTube. Like, bro, how you wipe your baby boo-boo?
How do you do anything?
Now welcome to the podcast, trying to parent and make moms laugh. Who you know got it like the King's family. Amanda and Sean, it's the name G. Yeah. Now welcome to the podcast, trying to parent and make pops laugh. Who you know got it like the King's family. Amanda and Sean, it's the name G. Yeah.
Yo.
Welcome back. What episode did you say we were on? 65?
64.
This is 64? I'm pretty sure you just said we did 64.
Oh, yeah. So it's 65.
65.
Welcome to the Trying to Parent podcast.
As always, same people, same parents. Sean and Amanda.
As the song said.
Yeah.
It's our names, G.
Yeah. And Keanu is also here, and Nina is here.
The Sanchez.
So, this is a early Mother's Day podcast because next week we'll be celebrating our first official Mother's Day.
Oh.
So, got to figure out what to do with that. But we've had a lot happen in the last 2 weeks. It just seems like...
Well, first of all, happy Cinco de Drinko.
Yes, happy Cinco de Mayo. As every white person knows, this is the day that Mexico won its... independence or
the fight in Puebla against the French.
What did people think?
They thought it was the Independence Day.
Independence Day.
It's not.
Watch out, you're tripping on that, Nina.
Thanks,
yeah,
Nina.
Not an ideal setup in here, huh, Nina?
No, there's furniture everywhere.
Yeah, that felt like a crushing. So, yeah, we've had a lot happen, but happy Cinco de Mayo. Don't think people out here...
They don't really celebrate. More towards like Mexico City because that's where Puebla is. But the Yucatan, not so much.
Yeah, which is funny. I don't think we have... I'm sure there's U.S. holidays where only certain states celebrate them.
Yeah, like maybe Juneteenth.
Yeah, they probably don't celebrate that much in the South. We'll have to see when we...
Yeah, we'll have to say, hey, do you guys have the day that slavery was abolished as a holiday?
I mean, that's the day our house is supposed to be ready in Florida, so...
Oh, my gosh.
We'll see if they,
That's hilarious. Sorry, that was a...
See if they celebrate.
We'll see.
But I'm going to assume they don't. Besides that, we've had a lot of stuff that's happened over this past week. I know we were talking about 2 weeks ago how Amanda was sick.
Yeah.
We were jabbing her in the butt. First time, actually, we jabbed her first time in the butt with the...
antibiotics.
Yeah, the good old Mexican antibiotics that you have to take through a needle instead of just taking pills to fix your throat.
Yeah, well, I was on an oral antibiotic. No, an oral fever reducer and pain medication. And then I was on the injection antibiotics. And then they gave me a third injection, which is I don't know.
Yeah, I remember what that one was.
I don't know.
That's right, because we had to break the top off that thing.
Yeah, so I actually got
impossible.
The day after the podcast, or maybe it was even not later that day. I don't know. I got way worse.
Oh, yeah. Way worser.
Way worser. I went back to doctor. My fever was like 102.4. And she was just kind of like, hey, you dumb bitch. You weren't following my instructions.
Yeah. Wow, this air really kicked on me. Turn that on the dry mode there.
And I was supposed to take 2 pills every 6 hours, and I thought it was 1 every 8 hours. And so she's like,
yeah, stupid bitch can't even read.
Yeah, read my Mexican gibberish on this piece of paper here with a bunch of other gibberish on it.
She's like,
here's the deal, man.
Here's the deal, man.
I was like, okay, so just take 2 more pills and just wait. And she's like, yeah, this will help your fever. That's why your fever's getting worse.
What?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, God. I was starting to freak out. I'm like, oh, my God.
Am I going to die?
And my fever went from like 99.6 to 102.4 in a matter of like a few hours.
Yeah, pretty quickly.
Yeah, it was the same day. Yeah, so after the podcast, I think I was like,
Went all
holy
downhill.
shit, man. Anyways, it all ended up being okay, but Sean had to continue giving me the injections because I could not. And
5 days. 5 days.
Yeah, 6 injections.
6 different shots, but 5 days of injections. And we just had to keep going back and forth between butt cheeks.
Because they were getting bruised. Dude.
No, not because they were getting bruised. Your butt cheeks bruise.
Yeah.
I've given myself shots, and I've never bruised like that.
My butt cheeks bruise.
You bruise very easily. And I mean, just
they didn't even
stabbing.
hurt. Like, the injections didn't even hurt.
Yeah, I didn't get much better at stabbing her that hard.
Yeah, you did.
But she took it like a champ. But
and then so we went to the wedding that weekend, and I wore swimsuits. I just had bruises on my butt cheeks.
yeah, just had to tell everybody, hey,
Things got a little wild.
I have bad aim. Just kept stabbing her in the butt. So yeah, the reason I think they gave you the injection steroids because we were like, hey, I have a wedding to go to.
Yeah, in a few days. Make me better before then. And she said, say less.
Say less, homie. She's like, I got you.
Yeah.
And it worked.
It worked because I felt fucking great.
You felt better. Yep. So that was great. And then we went to the wedding, which is the first time that we've left Keanu, right?
For more than an hour.
Yeah.
I've left him more than an hour, yeah.
So went out to Cabo for our buddy's wedding. First time we both went to Cabo. First time either of us had been to Cabo.
Yeah.
And flying in, and we're like, this looks so fucking ugly. I can't even believe it.
It looked just like Tucson.
Looks just like Tucson if Tucson backed up to a beach. So, yeah, we got there, and we're just like, well, we're in the desert. At least it was fairly cool out.
Yeah, it wasn't that hot. It was really nice. It wasn't humid at all.
Yeah,
there was
the entire
a nice
time
breeze,
we were there,
like,
nice weather.
Yeah.
Just 2 days, but nice.
Yeah.
While we were there. So, got over to our hotel, which was a stone's throw away from the ocean and a stone's throw away from where a lot of other people were staying at their hotel. We did not opt to stay at the all-inclusive.
No.
Didn't seem necessary, and it wasn't necessary with, we got day passes for the first day, and we snuck in the second day. So it was all cool, all gravy, but the wedding was awesome.
It was lit.
Let's see. First day they had their
welcome reception,
and it was just
on the beach.
Bar,
at the all-inclusive.
Drinks.
Music.
Dancing. I mean, it was a really good time.
I blacked out.
Yeah, Amanda
for multiple
definitely
hours.
Blacked out. Yeah, she had multiple people ask her the other day or the next day, like, "Hey, I was talking to you, blah 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 blah, this that the other thing." She's like, "I don't remember."
I remember at 6 p.m. and then I remember when I got back to my room at 10:30. But everything in between then, I don't remember. Unfortunately. I didn't throw up, though, until the next morning when I made myself throw up to feel better. And I did feel a lot better after I did that. Mm-hmm. So, real first time without the baby champ move here. Yeah. Overdoing it.
I obviously handled everything like a champ.
Yeah.
I was fine.
Sean was fine.
But had a really
responsible
good time.
Adult.
No, I drank a decent amount. But, so the day one was super cool. Had a really good time. And then day 2, we snuck back in our buddy, because it was a lot of our friends from work. Well, actually, not a lot of our friends. A lot of people we are friends with. Yeah. But a lot of the more established, higher up people, because Andrew rolls in a different crowd because he sits on the board of directors and or the advisory board, and he, he's
a very important person.
Yeah, at the top of the company, and so a lot of the people he associates with are also very important, very successful people in the business.
We are the only people from Cemetery that were on the lower end of the totem pole.
Yeah, and the only people that from his agency that he invited.
Yeah.
So we felt very special.
Yeah.
So the next day we went back over the all-inclusive. We're kicking it at the pool, hanging out with everybody.
I took it very easy. Actually, we both took it really easy. We had one drink the whole day.
Yeah, I think I had maybe one drink. maybe
I had
two.
a light beer
Yeah,
and
I think
a half.
I had a mojito and a half a light beer. So we were hanging out by the pool for, a good portion of the
volleyball.
day. Went over and got some fire tacos by the adults pool, which is funny they called it the adults pool because there was no other children at the non-adults pool. There was 47 other weddings going on or like wedding parties.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently that's the place people go to get married. And the
Shout
resort,
out to the Hyatt Ziva.
yeah, the resort is dope. I mean, it's like pool and then ocean right there. So you're like right on the beach. Beach was nice.
Mm-hmm. But it's, the Pacific Beach.
Yeah, good sized waves. I mean, we didn't get in the water or anything because it just didn't end up being that type of
that
trip.
type of vibe.
But let's see, I did play some beach volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
We played best out of 3, and my team crushed it 2-0 because
You were ultimately having a tryout, though, for the next Leader Summit game.
Yeah. I was telling everybody, hey, man, I'm really good at this. And
You
we
did
won
not disappoint.
both games, yeah. It's a little rusty on some stuff, some of my setting and all that stuff, but we won both games, had multiple lovely spikes, and that's how it goes when you're more athletic than everybody else. But
Hopefully Keanu gets your jeans.
I digress. He definitely will. If you were to look like me and not have my jeans, that would be upsetting.
He looks just like you.
Let's see, what else? Keanu was not here during all of this. We did meet another pregnant lady, though.
Yeah.
And somebody else had brought their baby.
Yep.
We're like, this is probably good that we didn't bring the baby because would have been a lot to handle.
Yeah. I wouldn't have had as much fun, obviously, if I had to take care of a baby.
Not a chance.
It was nice to let loose, I'm not going to lie. But fuck, I missed him so much.
Yeah, he was like,
Mom! Why did you do that to me?
that's
I'm-
him
as
punching her boob when
Yeah.
he gets back.
Seriously, I was like pumping constantly in the hotel room.
Yes, had to bring the pump because they
Don't want to fuck up the supply.
Yep. But
Even
he
though
was,
I kind of did.
he was back home with Mimi, and apparently everything went well. She took good care of him. Had a good time. Didn't hear any complaints from him when we got back.
No formal letters.
Nope.
written.
Yep. No. Yeah. Didn't have to talk to HR or anything, so nothing bad happened. Let's see what else. The wedding was, of course, that day. Later that day, Saturday. I think it was around 5:30 or
Oh
something.
my God, yeah.
And yeah, so we get. They had 2 different shuttle services. Go ahead, talk.
So most of the people were staying at the other hotel, but there was a few of us that were staying at the less expensive hotel. And so they said, hey, we have a shuttle coming at 4:30 on the dot from each hotel. It'll take you to the wedding. So 4:30 comes, there's a shuttle outside. Everyone's dressed up nice and fancy. We're said, hey, you going to the wedding? We're like, yeah, we're going to the fucking wedding. Let's go. So we hop in there, and
The wedding, we had kind of mapped it before. We were like, oh, I want to know where it's at compared to where we're going.
yeah, but our service
And we were like, oh, it's probably 10 minutes away.
trash.
It's about 10 minutes away, maybe 8 to 10 minutes. So we're all in the shuttle, and the guy's driving us. And we're like, oh, okay.
Then we start going down
Going.
this dirt road.
No, we're going kind of like far away. I'm like, this doesn't. I don't know. This just doesn't feel like the direction that we should be going. I thought it was in a different direction with the direction that we're driving in. But okay, this guy obviously knows where you're going.
Yeah.
He's the fucking shuttle driver for taking us to the wedding. So we're cool. Then we go down this we break off the road and go on this dirt path.
Yeah.
Other cars were going on this dirt path, so we're like, okay, he's not going to kill us. And there was I think 8 of us in there.
Yeah.
But
was 8 of
we're
us.
going on this dirt path, and we're just like, I'm thinking to myself, because I'm sitting in the front, I'm like, I don't think
This is a
Andrew would have picked this location because it seems really not easy to get to. I
Yeah.
mean, we're driving.
like a few miles an hour over these divots in the dirt road, and cars you have to.
Up and down mountains
Yeah.
and stuff. It was pretty unexpected.
Yeah.
And so we pull up to this place. You remember what it was called?
It was Flora something, like Flora Garden, or not Flora Garden, but Flora something. And it was a wedding venue.
Yep, wedding venue. And we're like, oh, this looks pretty. The name on the front
I literally
is
said,
nuts.
is this Tropical Garden or Jardín Tropical?
She was saying that when we jumped out of the van. So he's pulls up to the front. We're like, okay, we're good. He's like, yep, get out here.
I'm like, this Hardin Tropical? He goes, haha, yeah.
Yeah. And we're like,
So I'm looking at the sign and it says Flora.
okay. So we go back to the area where they say the wedding is at, and the guy lets us through the little gated area, and we start walking down this beautiful area in this grass field with these trees and everything out. And we get to the little drink server guy who gives us water and lemonade, and we take some drinks, and then we start walking a little bit further towards the wedding, and we realize, hey, none of these fucking people we recognize.
And the sign said
the
like
sign-
Ashley and Corbin or some
Yeah,
shit.
some bullshit people that were getting
like,
married.
Oh my God, we are at the
Yeah, we're
wrong
like-
place.
So like, this is not the right wedding.
And I don't have any service at all.
Because we're in the middle of fucking nowhere. So we tell everybody, hey, we're at the wrong spot. Let's start going back. Of course, nobody else was brought there besides us 8 people. So we head back out. We go over the concierge people that are like, because it's a restaurant as well.
Yeah. So they have like a kind of like a valet booth in the front.
So we tell the people, and they're like, oh, shit. Well, we'll get a hold of whoever, somebody, hopefully your driver, and have him come back, and we'll get you over to where you're supposed to go, which is kind of far.
It was like 15
away.
minutes from there.
Yeah, it
Because
was
you had to go back out the dirt road and then back around.
Yeah, kind of far away. So we're like, okay. Problem is, the wedding reception starts at
5:30.
5:30.
And it's like 5:10.
Yeah, it was
at
like,
this point.
yeah. So we wait. The guy ends up coming back. We're like, hey, it's us again. What are the chances that we asked you if this is the right place and you said yes and it's really not? So we get in. He's taking us back. And then for some fucking odd reason, he basically tells us, well, I can't take you to the other wedding venue. I don't know why. He was speaking Spanish to somebody in our vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
But
He's like, y'all ain't my people.
Yeah,
I'm not
he's
going
like,
to drive you out there.
yeah, I can't take you to the other venue. I'd have to take you back to the hotel. We don't have time for that because then we'd have to go back to the hotel and go somewhere else. So we had him drop us all off at a gas station,
Yeah, Circle K.
and we ordered 2 Ubers to come and get us. They came and grabbed us, separate groups, and then we made our way over to the wedding.
Yeah.
Down another dirt road, but we had mapped it this time because we were a little bit more in the city, so we were able to get reception. And we mapped it, and we're like, okay, this is good. We're supposed to be going this way. It is down a dirt road, nothing like the other dirt road up and down mountains. But we end up getting to...
We pull up and it says Tropical Garden right in the front. And we're like,
yeah,
oh,
like,
thank God.
Oh, look at that. The sign of the place that we're supposed to be. How crazy. So we make it. The other car makes it maybe 4 or 5 minutes after us.
Yeah. So we're there like 10 minutes before, if even 10 minutes before the wedding starts.
Yeah, maybe say like 8 minutes, and they show up like 3 minutes before they end up walking out. But we all made it. It was perfect. Great timing. And then, I mean, they did the reception. It was beautiful. They both looked so good.
Oh, yeah.
It was fantastic. And then, you know, they came around with the drinks, the hors d'oeuvres, and we just started fucking drinking and shooting the shit with people and getting pictures and hanging out with everybody and waiting for the actual, like, I don't understand the names of different things that you do in the weddings.
So the reception is the party part of it. So we had the ceremony, the cocktail
the
hour,
ceremony.
and then the reception.
Yeah. And so the reception, I mean, I just want to talk about how much time, energy, and effort they must have put in
And money.
to making this thing like really
It was
fucking
perfect.
cool because it was so lit. First of all, they had, I don't know, like, I think it was about 140 people there, they said.
Yeah.
And so there was like, I don't know, maybe 10 tables. I think 10 total tables. And our table was like right in the middle, big table, basically all the symmetry people.
Yeah.
So we're just sitting at a table with all the people that we know, which
Yeah.
is fucking super
Like
cool.
40, 50 people or something.
And the setup of everything was just like so nice. Like everything looked so nice. You know, our name tags on where we're supposed to sit, and they did their little speeches, and people talked, and they gave their little things, and you know, about them, and that was all really awesome. And then they're like, you know what? To help you guys get extra lit, we have this cool thing that we're doing. We're gonna name 2 people at each of your tables as El Capitans, And basically what that means is you have to do whatever they say as far as drinking goes. And so they come out with these sashes. They put sashes on, the two people at the heads of the table, which were definitely, without a doubt, the two right people to put it on.
Oh, yeah.
And they bring them out their own custom bottles of tequila with their names on them.
They each have like 8 bottles of tequila.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
They're like,
hey,
get everyone fucked
they're
up.
like, you have as much tequila as you want. We'll just keep bringing you bottles. And so people just start taking shots. They're walking around pouring shots out of the bottle into people's mouth. It was so fucking lit.
It was such a good time.
And then, the meals came out, the dinner started coming out, and people, great timing because people started really pounding drinks after that, shots and stuff. So food was coming out, and it was so fucking good.
Yeah.
All the food we ate was delicious. The desserts, the everything was great. Everything's better with tequila as well, so that was fantastic.
It was good tequila,
It was good
too.
tequila, yeah. Because, it had to be good because we had people literally taking like 10, 12, 15, 20 shots.
Yeah.
Tequila. I'm not joking. They would come around and just start pouring it in your mouth. And
You're like, oh, I'm going to be asleep by 10 o'clock. And then you're still
Yeah.
going.
and then they did some competition stuff out on the dance floor as far as like people representing their tables and stuff. And then everybody went out and got on the dance floor. Of course, they played some fire music. And they just had all these other little things. They had like a water drum show
Yeah.
with lights that they did. They had a big old transformer guy that came out
Yeah, that
who was
was
spinning
pouring
around sticks.
tequila.
And then he started pouring people's shots in their mouths. They had a fog machine, so shit was just like super sexy and
They
lit.
had like go-go dancers,
Yeah.
kind of.
It was
And then the
pretty.
bride came out in these giant, like,
Wings.
like LED butterfly wings.
Yeah. The whole thing was just super cool. And so everybody was just dancing, drinking, eating. Such a fun time. I think
Yeah.
we ended up,
They had a photo booth thing.
a photo booth thing. We got some really cool pictures. It was, again, I said this was the best wedding that I had ever been to
Yeah.
as far as, being a guest at somebody's wedding.
Yeah.
That was better than our wedding as far as how,
Oh.
I
Oh yeah, well, our budget was probably
$10,000.
Yeah, one
they did not spend $10,000.
1/20th of
They
theirs.
spent $10,000 on the alcohol, maybe.
Yeah, seriously.
So, but again, as far as a party goes, we had a great party at ours.
Yeah, but yeah.
They showed out, like they were like, we want to make sure
It's
that this
a
is
rave
a crazy.
here,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
essentially you would see the footage of it, and you're like, oh, was that a rave or is that a wedding? It was both. So
Sick.
fucking awesome. Of course, Amanda didn't want to leave when we were getting ready to leave. I'm like, no, we have
It
to
was
go.
yeah, it's midnight. We're like,
Gotta go.
the next shuttle's not for another hour. Like, let's just go. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Get
And then
home.
I'm like, okay, you're right.
Yeah, we get back and
You're right.
super tired and was definitely right. And luckily, our hotel had free breakfast in the mornings, so
Yeah.
we were able to slam some good breakfasts.
I bought a
whatnot.
Pedialyte when we got back. I was not
Yeah.
hungover at all that night. Everyone was because everyone saw me the night before, and they're like, I'm gonna be respectful because
That and it was good tequila.
Yeah.
And we had the Pedialyte, and I knew when to cut myself off. It was about after 20 shots or so.
yeah, you were getting it on the dance floor.
Yeah, there was a lot. Everybody loved my suit,
Oh yeah.
my orange rust suit, which I was concerned because they had like a color palette that they wanted people to stick to, but I would say mine was pretty spot on. But yeah, overall, it was just a awesome time. Cabo was cool. That little area, we were in what part of Cabo? Because there's like multiple parts.
Oh, we were in San Jose del Cabo,
Yeah, so we weren't in like the main part.
like
I
where the
think that-
arch is and all that. That's
Yeah.
more south. We were right by the airport,
Yeah.
essentially.
Which maybe I'll go back to Cabo at some point. Maybe we'll experience that. I knew they do good deep sea fishing and stuff out there. And we did miss the boat trip that
Yeah.
everybody went on maybe a day or two before that or something.
Yeah, that was on
which
Thursday.
We just couldn't make it out because there was,
I didn't want to be gone from Keanu
yeah.
an extra night, to be honest.
Yeah. So, altogether, fantastic trip. Had a fucking blast. Need to make sure we upload those pictures. I don't think I received that thing from Andrew that he was talking about, the link
Oh.
to share the videos or something.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was awesome. So, we get back, and no issues getting back or anything. and then we just have a normal week of work. Amanda tied some stuff down for getting her job back because we're going back to the States. So why not get your $100,000 job back?
Yep. Remote. I told them, like, I'm going to be pretty worthless until the end of June because,
and I have a kid, so when we get back into this, it's not going to be like I'm
like I can't
all in,
answer 1,000 emails a day. Like, it's going to take me a little bit of time to respond. So I was like, ideally I would like to kind of start earlier to get some money, but if you don't want me to start until I'm actually set up, like, I get it. And they were legit like, I don't care.
Cool, man. Whatever you want.
Well, you can start now. We'll just give you one account and you let us know when you're ready for more. And I'm like, I have to take a week off to drive. They're like, that's cool. We don't care. I'm like, holy shit.
Which is nice because you don't have to take a week off to drive.
I know.
But we'll talk about that when we get there. So got her gig back.
Yep, I signed the offer letter.
I'm going to be going to a work event to get some extra training so I can be totally skilled up on these annuities and everything. And that will be here coming up this week. I think I leave on the 14th.
Next week.
Oh, it's next week. Oh, yeah.
After Mother's Day.
Yeah, that's right. So when I fly out there, they will send Amanda's laptop to the hotel, and I will bring that back so she can essentially get about a week of work in.
And then we're going to leave.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a second. But let's see what else happened between.
Your mom left.
Yeah, so my mom came back.
Oh, my aunt's calling me.
Oh, interesting. So my mom ended up leaving to go back out to California to spend some time with my dad and kind of hang out there before she goes back out to Florida to spend some time with my sister. Actually, they'll both be going out to Florida.
Yeah.
And then, we got to have some stuff done for the house that she'll need to be out there for. So, yeah, I went and got some more tattoo stuff done this weekend.
Of course he did.
On my stomach. Some work that I've been meaning to get done. I think I will be going back one more time next weekend. And then, we have some news. So the plan, I think we mentioned that the house is supposed to be ready, at least what they told us, right around June 19th. Mm-hmm. So on Juneteenth, how fitting for us.
Yep.
And the whole idea was like, all right, cool. How do we get back?
Yeah.
Because if you guys remember, we drove the trailer down here. And boy, that was something I never wanted to do again.
Yeah. So
we started looking into all these different options.
Yeah, I reached out to a couple different companies to ship it, via ocean freight, like right across the Gulf of Mexico.
Which we thought were like, all right, if it's $2,000, $2,500, okay, like we can make that work. That would be worth it. Takes us a while to hear back from some people, so we're like,
one of the girls' emails was going to my spam folder, and I was a jackass. I didn't check on my phone. But yeah, so I heard back from a couple companies, and one of them was $3,500, and one of them was $3,100. But that's not including the cost of you need a Mexican broker, you need a U.S. broker, you need an escort to get to the container because you're not, you're an individual and not a company.
Import fees.
Yeah, and just like all of these other fees on top of it. So it's like
probably would have added up to something like $4,000 to $5,000, and then on top of that, we were going to be flying a friend out to drive with me back.
Yeah.
Through Mexico, because we're not going to have Amanda and Keanu drive with me. Having him in the car for that long in his car seat and just how long it would take us
the car seat.
And everything, it just wouldn't work out. So they will be flying back, and then we were trying to figure out, okay, when do we go? Because the thought was, all right, we'll go like the first week of June or maybe the second week of June, and get that all situated, we decided, you know what, with everything happening, timing, all that stuff, we're either going to have to pay our rent here if we're still here in June, or we're going to have to pay some money somewhere else to stay somewhere else back in the States. So we ran a bunch of different numbers. We're like, you know what? It's just going to work if we leave right at the end of the month, right at the end of May, right before, we have to pay again for another month of rent.
Yeah, it might cost maybe a couple $100 more to be in the States, but
actually, it's going to cost us so we kind of got the ideal situation. My mom, as she does, sometimes frustrates me, but also oftentimes comes through very clutch.
Yeah.
Like when we were going to the airport that time, and she took the baby and was
We're
just fucking gone, and we're like,
what the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing? And we got super upset at her, and she didn't know we got upset at her. And then we get up close to her, and she's like, "Oh, the lady said you could come way up here." So we've got to skip the big old line of people and get right through.
Line.
And we're like,
all right, yeah.
Probably a good move there. But with this, so apparently my sister's next door neighbors Airbnb their place out. Mm-hmm. And I don't think my sister knows them, but my mom has talked to them multiple times. And so she was like, "Hey, listen, my other kids are moving out here from Mexico. They're in a spot where they can't spend more than $2,000 for May
29th
through
June 19th.
18th,
Yeah.
I think."
Yeah.
And she's like, can we work something out here? And so she gave you it's literally the house next door to my sister's.
Yeah.
Like the next door neighbor's house. Mm-hmm. And so they sent us over the Airbnb, and you said you looked it up.
Yeah, I looked up if we were to actually rent through Airbnb for those exact dates, it was $4,800.
And it's costing us $2,200 with the cleaning fee included. So yeah, we'll be paying about $700 more than we'll be paying our rent here, but we'll be there. We'll be right next door to my sister. We'll have help from my mom.
Yep.
All these type of things that we're like, shit, that sounds like, because we looked at a bunch of different options, hotels with.
We would have had to stay in Alabama. That would have been the next closest option of something
Mobile would have been the
affordable.
spot.
Yeah.
So we're just like, as soon as she sent that stuff over and told us the price, I'm like, sweet, we'll take it.
Yeah, because we were going to have to spend about $2,000 anyways. For an Airbnb or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the option in Mobile was like $1,850 or something like that. So
and I was like, damn, that's a good deal.
Like, all right, well, for another couple $100, we'll stay right next door.
Yeah, exactly. And then we can check in on the house and all these things, start looking.
Shopping around for other things in the area. We could start going to some of the stores and looking at, whatever.
Looking at the food meal plans, get those situated.
Yeah, I'm going to get the food meal plans as soon as we get there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wait till we get into our place.
No, there's no need.
So yeah, that all ended up working out. Then we're like, all right, so we can't move the trailer. We can't ship the trailer back. We're not paying that much. We were going to have to fly out our buddy anyway. So my good buddy, Michael Hunter, we reached out to a couple people. We reached out to buddy Connor. He was like, I'm pretty sure I can do it. Let me see if I can get work off. Reached out to our buddy Mason. He thought he could do it. We were looking for somebody who spoke Spanish because it's just going to be me and them driving back through, and my Spanish is no bueno.
Nope.
Even though I've lived here for almost a year and a half now. That's how things go. But so we're looking at different people. Mason said he couldn't do it. Mason came out here and spent a bunch of time with us.
Yeah, he was here for 3 months.
Yeah, for a couple months. So we're like, all right, the area. We can do this. He said he couldn't end up doing it with his work and everything that he had coming up. And then we reached out to my buddy Connor, and Connor doesn't speak Spanish. And so it was between him and my other best friend, Michael. I'm like, well, Michael does speak Spanish because he's Mexican, although not all Mexicans speak Spanish. But he was like, yeah, man, I'm definitely down. I'm like, well, check with your wife first because you have a son and a wife, and we need you for basically 4 days. Have to take off work and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, I'll check with her, but I'm in. Like, let's do it. So we're like, all right, cool. We'll fly you out, get you here on the 30th morning or the evening of the 30th. Amanda leaves on the 29th, so you'll miss her and the baby, unfortunately. But bring you out, pick you up, drive you back, get some dinner, get some sleep, and then leave first thing in the morning.
First thing in the morning.
And you and I will drive that fucking trailer.
God. With
37 hours.
Jesus.
Up to San Antonio, which is where you have your second ticket from to fly you back
To Idaho.
to Idaho. So
Yikes.
that's the plan. And Amanda gets to avoid the whole thing and get to the house and hang out with my sister and go celebrate her birthday with her and do all this fun shit. And Michael and I will be stressing and driving through Mexico with this trailer that
is rusted from being here.
we're going to see if it's rusted. I did go and get it the other morning, yesterday morning. I went up out front and got it and brought it to the front of the house, and we basically packed everything up. Had to bring these fucking legit wood bed frames that we had taken out before. I know we talked about that on a podcast, getting them out while Amanda was pregnant, carrying them down the stairs. Luckily, one's like a twin.
Yeah, one's a twin, one's a queen.
And one's a queen. But getting them up the stairs, I definitely remember talking about this last time because when we were doing it, I was like, I'm sweating my actual dick off. Like, it was so bad. It looked like I had gotten in the pool after we had done that.
Yeah, that was in September.
Yeah, it was still hot, but we did it for, a bit earlier in the morning and tried to get it done as quickly as possible.
Keanu had woken us up at 4:30, and Sean just stayed up. And Keanu and I went back to sleep until like 7:30 or 8 or something.
And I had gotten my tattoo 8-hour session the day before that on Friday.
Yeah.
So
God.
I didn't get great sleep, and I'm just like, I'm up. I might as well go and do this shit. So we got those upstairs. It was a challenge. We're going to have to spackle some of the walls.
Yeah, some of the walls got fucked up.
But it's all right. Like, don't worry about that. Let's just get these up there. We'll deal with that later. So we get everything up, we get in the rooms, and then we start putting everything into the trailer. And let me tell you, when we moved out here, that trailer was packed to the brim. You couldn't fucking fit a piece of paper in that thing when we had that thing open when we were leaving Washington. And now,
I don't know how.
I mean, we did bring a couple things that we had the gray couch that we had brought with us. We left that at the Arizona house. We had the tables that my dad and I built and stuff. Like, there were things that we ended up leaving. There was stuff that we left at the Arizona house.
That's true.
A few of those type of things. So it was definitely more shit. But
there's still
essentially like half the trailer is full right now, and we almost have everything in there. We still have to put Keanu stuff in there. So
like the crib,
which is big,
the dress, like his
little dresser, some of his things that break down to smaller stuff, which isn't going to be a big deal. No. And we got to break down our desk, mostly my desk here at folding tables.
So we have like the computer chairs.
Yeah, the computer chairs. But besides that, we've done all of the packing.
Yeah, so there's just like plates, small kitchen appliances.
It would take us one day to get everything else back in the trailer.
We took apart our bed frame. Well, Sean took apart the bed frame, which is 1,000 pounds.
It is 1,000 pounds. So I'm gonna have that in the back of the trailer because right now it's sitting pretty front heavy.
Yeah.
So that plus the crib and some other things. I mean, that thing is legitimately, I think, maybe 110 pounds.
I think it is. So, it's like has a heavy warning.
Yeah, it'll add some good weight to the back. Mm-hmm. So got all that packed up, which made us feel a whole lot better because we're essentially done outside of all these little things we have to do.
Because so today is the 5th. If we're leaving on Friday, if you're leaving on Friday the 31st and you're in Texas for one of those weekends, we only have 2 more weekends. We have next weekend and then the weekend of like the 24th or whatever to pack. So I was like, oh my God, there's not enough time. Like, you can't finish your tattoo. Like, we don't have time.
I was going to respond to that text. I'm like, you know what? Nope. I'll just get up in the morning, like everything packed up. I know we'll be able to do this. It won't be an issue. We also thought we were going to have to go down to Belize.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, hopefully that's not going to be it. Because the TIP says it's expired, and I've heard so many mixed things.
People know what the TIP is.
Temporary import permit, which allows you to drive a foreign, aka a U.S. plated car in Mexico legally. You get a permit when you first cross the border, and then it's supposed to be linked to your residency, so it should automatically renew. But online it says it's expired. So I was like, holy shit, we're gonna have to go down to the Belize border and redo it, because we live in Quintana Roo, which is a free zone.
Nina, what are you doing?
She's just hiding her face. Nerd. We live in a free zone, so it doesn't matter if it says it's expired. But as soon as we leave Quintana Roo to drive out of Mexico, literally everywhere else in Mexico, it's going to be labeled as expired, and they could technically confiscate the vehicle. But after a lot of back and forth on Facebook, some people posted the section of the law where it says it's linked to your residency. So as long as your residency is valid and legal, your temporary import. So we're like, all right, do we just fucking print this paragraph off and try and run with that if we get pulled over? Because our friends got pulled over when they left, and they were like, holy shit, we were scared because they kept threatening to take the car, but then they ended up letting us go. And I'm like, well, I definitely don't want that to fucking happen with all of our shit in the trailer. And
so, like, you can keep the trailer. You'll just have to pull it the rest of the way.
Yeah, you'll have to hand pull it. But so I guess we're just gonna print off the paragraph and roll with it, and hopefully Michael's Spanish is good enough to explain that.
Yeah,
hey, no, this is the law, man. No, this says on here on the government website that as long as our thing is valid.
We'll have to explain that to him so he knows.
Yeah.
But we didn't have any issues driving down.
But there was two of us. There was two sets of us.
Yeah.
But hopefully, I don't know. We'll find out in a few weeks.
So we're gonna have to game plan
where
my route.
Yeah.
And where to stay, because it'll be me, Michael, and Nina. Nina will be coming with us. And I'm going to try and get some of my plants back.
I kept telling him, there's not enough room for the plants. You're going to have to leave them all.
And there's basically half the trailer's open. So
Nina, don't lick that.
Don't lick the bed frame. Why would you lick that?
And it looks really gross right there, too.
Yeah. Gosh. I'll be you soon, Keanu. Don't put that in your mouth. Speaking of putting things in his mouth, he started sucking on his thumb a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
For just a few days, and we're like, hey, don't do that.
Yeah.
Put that whole hand back in your mouth.
Yeah.
You don't suck on thumbs here.
Gag yourself with the long fingers, not the thumb.
He's getting just so much better at a lot of the things. His tracking stuff, his
grabbing things.
Yeah. Like now when I give him the bottle and I take it away from him because he fucked it up some way or another, or we're giving him a break for a second, he'll put his hand in his mouth. And then when I show him the bottle again to give it back to him, he goes and reaches for it. I'm like, holy shit, dude.
You're like a little person now.
Yep. And he'll be turning 4 months here in 8 days.
Yep.
Not 8 days. Jesus
next Saturday.
Christ, 6 days.
6 days, yeah. Next Saturday.
Yep. Day before Mother's Day.
Oh, my baby.
So, coming up quick here. But, yeah, we've had a lot of stuff going on. And our Mexico journey is about to end here. Coming up pretty quickly. I know we've got quite a few things to try and knock out over these next couple of weeks. But, also, we've been buying furniture and different stuff for the house today.
Today, yeah, we've it's been a $4,000 day so far.
Yep. Yeah, we bought a couch, luckily, with living with your parents. Everything's being split.
Yeah.
It's actually been about a $2,000 day. Which is cool because that's one of the reasons I got married, is to split all of my expenses with somebody else. And everything that I want is half my money. Oh, sorry, baby. Everything that I want is half. Hey, monkey.
He said, that's my money. Don't talk about that.
It's my money and I need it now. Yeah,
it's warm in here, huh, buddy?
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, we went ahead and got a couch. A nice giant couch that's more bigger than they say it is. So we're going for this certain vibe at our new place. Really neutral, natural,
Sexy neutral.
sexy neutral, natural, earthy tone color type of deal. So got this nice like sage green corduroy couch, classic corduroy, never goes out of style.
And then we got the Maytag Pet Pro washer and dryer.
Yeah,
it was on
nice
sale.
Washer and dryer for all that pet hair that comes from somewhere. Not sure where that comes from.
Yeah, and then we're gonna have 2 of them.
Yep. Yeah, two animals.
2 shedding beasts.
But we'll have our nice big laundry room. And we'll get to kind of deck out and have good spots for hanging clothes and doing all the proper things with a proper dryer and all that good stuff that we've missed out on. Excited to have an oven again.
Oh fuck yeah! Because
Things.
we signed up for Butcher Box.
Oh yeah, signed up for Butcher Box. Got a
whole
fucking
chicken.
Fantastic deal. We got all this shit we shipped it to my sister's place because
They
this
had
is
a
the
deal
first
where you
month.
get free ribeyes in every box for a year. So
Yeah,
I didn't want
free
to
like
miss the
10
deal.
ounce ribeyes.
Yeah, 2 10-ounce ribeyes.
And so you can get a month. It's a month's box. And so basically what we're going to do, my sister's on this, like, I wouldn't call it a meal plan, but she has like meal prep company that she gets her food from. I have no idea why they don't sponsor her.
I know, they seriously need to
Yeah,
give her a discount code or something.
She's really slacking on that. But there's a bunch of these different like healthy meals, and we had.
And look, they're only like 300 to 400 calories each.
Yeah, they break down all the macros, the micros, everything that is within the meal. They break that down for you if you count that shit. I don't. Amanda has before. But really good meals, bunch of variety.
Yeah.
And we'll have those because we're super busy during the day. So,
I think it breaks down to like $6 a meal.
just a little over $6 a meal, yeah. But when we kind of considered everything and the variety that you're getting and the health, quality of the food and all that stuff, and the fact that it's just like annoying to have to come down and make lunch or something, and you don't have a whole lot of time, and there's just
I got a baby. Ain't nobody got time for that.
There's just things ready. I get the drop for that. But it's just nice having things like that ready. So we'll each be covering our lunch and dinners Monday through Friday for the entire month. And it's like $550 for the month or something like that.
And then we'll have the Butcher Box for our weekend meals.
Yeah, butcher box of meat for the weekend meals. And then we'll just have to buy some fruits and veggies.
At the
and
farmer's
some
market.
salad.
So
Yeah.
I really wanted to start eating grass-fed and more organic meats. I don't want that other shit.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things out there now that seem like there's bad shit in it. So even some of the kids stuff, not like kids like cereals, of course that stuff, but even some like the baby stuff that they're telling you to feed your toddlers and stuff like that.
They got delivery stuff organic for kid shit too. So
Yep. So we'll see.
when he
now
starts
that,
eating purees and all that.
now that we're having some really consistent income coming in and everything, it's just a little easier to do some of that stuff.
Convenience of the United States of America.
Yeah. Yeah. Not that they don't have stuff like that out here. I'm sure they do, but hey, don't choke yourself with your bib.
Cover your face.
There's just a lot of conveniences that we're looking forward to going back to, and looking forward to decking out this new place and making it just like we want it, and having a nice, cool fire pit and barbecue spot in the backyard so we can start fucking barbecuing again.
Yeah, I miss grilling.
God, I miss grilling. Nothing like grilled chicken breast.
In this house that we're in currently in Mexico, the only options to cook meat are pan fry or air fry, and we threw away the air fryer because the nonstick coating started coming up, and I figured that was giving me cancer. So
That's cancer, yeah.
we don't. Literally, it's just pan fry for anything. So I am so looking forward to broiling, baking, grilling, get a new air fryer, like just the simple things in life.
Oh, that's gonna be good. Oh, that's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Keanu, anything else to say? You were very talkative in the last episode. I know you had a good crying session and everything.
Now he's just Woke up from a nap.
Oh, thank you. I know everybody heard you. I appreciate you shouting
He-
everybody out.
Smiles all the fucking time
So
now,
much.
and it just, man.
Can't wait for you to start laughing.
He
Oh,
was
I see
kinda
this smile. Yeah.
laughing at me in the
He
car
was.
yesterday.
Yeah, he was. When you were doing the peekaboo thing or whatever it
Yeah.
was. Yep, getting right around that time, buddy. Huh. Nina's gotten much better with him. Don't come over here. All the cords are right here, okay? But she's very jealous.
Yeah,
She
very
wants
jealous.
lots of attention as well. But really, we should be able to do a podcast next weekend, and the weekend after that, no, and then
The one
so-
before we leave.
yeah. So we'll try and figure some stuff out here, people. But we'll oh yeah, see, there's stuff right there. We'll work on some consistency. No, if you don't do that. But yeah, I mean, this is a trying to parent podcast, so give you what we can give you.
We're just winging it out here, folks.
And all 5 of you that still listen, we appreciate your
Yep.
support.
Of course.
And we do this for you, Keanu. We do this for you. So you'll have a deeper understanding of how much we love and care about you when you get older, when you tell us you hate us.
Yep.
Which also won't be true, or it could be true because I could have been an asshole that day. So, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. We'll go ahead and wrap this up. Anything else to say, Keanu?
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else from you, babe?
No, I'm just really excited.
Next chapter. It's going to be good.
Next chapter.
It's going to be fun.
Here we go.
Yeah. You want to send them out with some cries? Alrighty, buddy. Love you.
Love you.
Love you, Keanu.